So good morning, children. Today in this class, we are going to continue your chapter number 7, Conservation of Plants and Animals. Already we have read what do you mean by conservation, why there is a need to conserve plants and animals, cause of deforestation and consequences of deforestation. After that, in detail, we have read about the national parks, biosphere reserves, and wildlife sanctuaries, where the different animals and plants are protected. So next part, we are going to continue with the red data book. So what do you mean by a red data book, and what's the aim of that particular book? Why that book is maintained? Either it's on the national level or either on the international level. So all this about we are going to read in this chapter today. And next, migration. Few of the words you birds you have must have heard that they migrate. They move from one place to another. And after that, recycling of paper. As we are recycling the paper, it means we are saving our trees. So how that are related, about that we are going to study today. So Imad, you can continue. 7.9 red data book. Let's start reading about it.
Okay, ma'am. Professor Ahmed explains about Red Data Book to the children. He tells them that Red Data Book is the source book which keeps a record of all the endangered animals and plants. Red Data Book is maintained internationally by an organization. India also maintains Red Data Book for plants and animals found in India.
Okay, thank you. So children, Varun, next you will be reading the next paragraph. So children, kindly underline red data book. There may be an extra question that what is a red data book? Which type of record is maintained in the red data book? And what is either it is prepared national level or international level. So you can write down this whole paragraph, you can underline. Red Data Book is a source book which keeps a record of all endangered plants and animals. It is prepared internationally, and after that maintains Red Data Book for plants and animals found in India. So there may be a question related with the Red Data Book. Okay. Next is migration. Varun, continue.
The excursion party
Excursion
then
party.
enters deeper into the forest under the excursion party then enters deeper into the forest under the guidance of
Under the guidance of Madhavji.
Madhavaji.
Madhavji.
They, Madhavaji, they sit near Tava Memorial
Beta, your
complex
voice is not
for
clear. Yes, Arav Segal, you can continue. Arav Segal. Varun, kindly unmute yourself, beta.
Migration. The excursion party then enters deeper into the forest under the guidance of Madhavji. They sit near the Tawa reservoir to relax for some time. Paheli observes some of the birds near the river. Madhavji tells the children that these are migratory birds. These birds have flown here from other parts of the world.
Okay, thank you. Surbhi, you can continue.
Okay, ma'am. Migratory birds fly to far away areas every year during a particular time because of climatic change. They fly for laying eggs as the weather in their natural habitat become very cold and inhospitable. Birds who cover long distance to reach another land area known as migratory bird, as Pahili learned in class 7.
Okay, thank you, beta. Kindly mute yourself. So, children, you know already about the migratory birds. what the migratory birds do, why they travel from one place to another. That is due to the and they travel in a particular time. Yes, especially during a winter season they travel, and the reason to travel is the climatic change. Okay, and they fly for laying eggs at the weather and the natural habitat becomes very cold. Like in winter season, you must have heard about the Siberian cranes. Siberian cranes during the winter season, they come from Siberia to India in Bharatpur. Okay, they live for few of the months and again they move to the Siberia. So they travel thousands of the kilometers to travel from one place to another. So that are known as a migratory birds because they travel long distances to reach the land, particular land. Okay, let's continue. Varuni, 7.11 recycling of paper. Now children, we are going to study about the recycling of paper. Means how papers and forest are connected with each other. Let's read about it.
7.11 Recycling of paper. Professor Ahmed draws attention the children to another cause of deforestation. He tells them that one takes 17 full growth of trees to make 1 ton of paper. Therefore, we should save paper. Professor Ahmed also tells that paper can be recycled 5 to 7 times for use. If each student saves at least one sheet of paper in a day, we can save many trees in a year. We should save, reuse used paper and recycle it. By this, we we not only save trees but also save energy and water needed for manufacturing paper. Moreover, the amount of harmful chemicals used in the paper making will be reduced.
Okay, thank you. So children, I think you have understood that we should not waste a single sheet. Even if you have written something, that sheet can be reused. So what you have to do, you just click that sheets, if that's the used one or the notebooks or the books. What you can do, you can give it to the sell it to the kawadi wala. So what he does, he just take all the newspapers or the waste books or notebooks from our home, and he use it as a recycled paper. As you have read that the papers can be used 4 to 5 times, it can be recycled 4 to 5 times. And how much it can take 17 full grown trees to make 1 ton of the paper. So means 17 trees, full grown trees are required to make 1 ton of the paper. So at least we should recycle the paper. Whenever, do not waste paper here and there. Just if you have used once, you can give it for the recycling. So this is very, very important. Is there any permanent solution to the problem of deforestation? So here is a question. So I think there is a no solution for the deforestation. Deforestation is required for the, why we are cutting the trees. We are cutting the trees for the useful products. Even because many of the medicinal plants are there which are cut, and for even timber purpose we are cutting the trees. So there are the different reasons that why we are cutting the trees. So but then too, if we are cutting the trees, we should grow more and more trees. Okay, Ananya Kahra, read 4 5 lines only. After that, Neha Jain, reforestation, 7.12.
Professor Ahmed suggests that the answer to deforestation is reforestation. Reforestation is restocking of the destroyed forest by plants new trees. The planted trees should generally be of the same species which were found in that forest. We should plant and at least as many trees as we cut. Reforestation can take place naturally also. If the deforested area is left undisturbed, it re-established itself. In natural reforestation, there is no role of human being. We have already caused tremendous damage to our forest. If we have to retain our green wealth for future generations, plantation of more trees is the only option.
So children, I think this paragraph is very much clear to you. Reforestation should be done on the prior basis. If we are cutting any one of the tree, we should plant the tree of that particular species. Suppose we have cut the neem tree or we have cut the people tree. So we have to plant the same tree that we have deforested. So you have to take care of it whenever we are cutting any of the tree, the same kind of tree we have to plant. And for reforestation there are no human efforts, the that can be done by itself only. Okay, Neha Jan, continue. Saksham Vasanwal, you can continue. Saksham.
Ma'am, can I read?
Saksham Vasanwal, continue, not able to hear you.
Ma'am, now I'm audible.
Yes.
Retain our green wealth for future generations.
Loudly.
Plantation. Retain our green wealth for future generation. Plantation of more trees is the only option. Professor Ahmed told them that in India we have the Forest Conservation Act. This act is aimed at prevention and the conservation of natural forest and meeting the basic needs of the people living in or
Okay,
near the forest.
Saksham, not able to hear. Ananya, continue the last paragraph.
Can I read?
Ma'am,
Yes.
can I read?
Ananya, continue with the last paragraph.
Okay, ma'am. After some after some rest, Madhavji asked the children to start heading back because it is not advisable to stay in the jungle after sunset. On getting back, Professor Ahmed and the children thank Madhavji for guiding them through the exciting experience.
Okay, thank you. So this was the last part of the chapter because now, so there is a children, kindly underline it. The Forest Conservation Act is also there, and the aim of that act is to preserve and conserve natural forest and to meet with the basic needs of people living in the forest or near the forest. So for the basic things, we depend upon the forest. So that need should be satisfied by the forest. So there is a proper act because many of the tribal areas are there. They depend tribal people. They depend upon the forest for their basic needs. So we should conserve the forest. So children, this was about the chapter. I hope you have understood the whole concept, like today's concept, red data book, reforestation, recycling of paper, and migratory birds. So this was our today's concept. So in next class, we are going to discuss about the back exercise.